Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Hi, I'm James, and this is my take on reality. In this episode, I wanted to talk about and address Caesar from 90 Day Fiance Single Life. And what I wanted to talk to about specifically was his approach to women and why it fails and why he's struggling to have relationships. Let's get it. Now, from the rip, I think that the reason why Caesar struggles the way he does to find relationships is because he's lacking the foundational principle which allows you to have a healthy relationship with anyone, whether it's family, friends, romance, whatever. The first thing you have to do is you have to respect yourself. If you respect yourself and you hold yourself in high esteem, then it allows you to respect other people. And when you respect other people and how you carry yourself, it allows those people who you come in contact with to see that you have standards and you're deserving of their respect. If you are a type of person who believes in your heart that you don't deserve to be respected, that you're a lowly person, that you're unworthy of love, then when you come in contact with people, you will ooze that from your pores. When you talk to people, everybody who Caesar comes in contact with, they automatically shift to a form of pity when they deal with him. Now, just as a general rule, if you want to have a romantic relationship with a woman, especially when you're a guy, the quickest way for you to wind up in the friend zone, if you actually are able to talk to them beyond just the hello, how you doing, or whatever, the only relationship you'll be able to have with them is a relationship from the friend zone. Because no woman wants to be with a guy that they don't respect, and more importantly, they definitely don't want to be with a guy who they pity and they feel sorry for. So the whole, I'm a nice guy and you should feel bad for me because I don't have a girlfriend tactic never works. He's too quick to talk about all his failed situations, his failed loves, how he was so in debt and he was so in love with this young lady from the Ukraine that he put $40,000 on her and he had dated her for 5 years and she used him and boo-hoo-hoo and you should give me some because I'm really a nice guy. Bruh, being a nice guy doesn't mean you deserve to have relationships. Being a nice guy doesn't mean that you deserve to have women's attentions, and more to the point, women shouldn't hold you up in an exalted position because you're a nice person. You should be a nice person because you're a nice person. That's what character is. If you're a nice guy, you do nice things because that's what you do. That's who you are. You don't do it because you want something in return. When he was giving that young lady the $40,000 over 5 years, he wasn't doing that because he was a nice guy. He was trying to buy something, and the deal just didn't go through. Caesar likes to hold out that women should want to date him because he's a nice guy. They should look past his looks, look past his awkward personality, look past all his shortcomings, the fact that he doesn't have a whole lot of money or an impressive career, so on and so forth, and they should see him for who he is. But at the same time, Caesar looks at these women and only sees what's on the outside. He doesn't see anything beyond their physical appearance. And he judges his whole approach to how successful or beautiful or wonderful or his desire to even be in a relationship with these women based on how they look. For instance, let's take a look at this clip.
Ooh, look at this one. The hair, this gold right there.
What's her name?
Go back. Katrina.
That says Ekaterina.
Yeah, that's what I said. Katerina.
What does her profile say?
She says she like washing dishes. That means I don't have to clean nothing.
That's
You
not
just
what
throw
it
in
says.
there.
It
What
says,
does it say?
do you like to cook? Which dishes?
If I went to one of these roles right here, nobody would have gave me their phone number.
There's a point where he's looking at the profiles and he's talking about how beautiful these women are. And oh my God, look at her hair. She's so incredible. And look at this one. Oh, wow. He didn't even know her name. And when push comes down to shove, he didn't understand what she was talking about. Oh, she loves doing dishes. That just means that I could take the plates and just throw them in the, what, huh? He had no idea that there were actually words written in the profile. it struck me as ridiculous, because you know he had those damn profiles for like 2-3 weeks probably, and he's been looking at them every night and going through them and studying the pictures, but he hasn't looked at the profiles and actually the words and the descriptions about their personalities and what their interests are, so on and so forth, because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about what's on the inside. And that's why you would struggle with trying to get phone numbers. The ironic part is, Caesar actually reminds me of the old joke where a guy says, yeah, I get Playboy for the articles. And say, oh, okay, what's the first article? I don't know, I didn't get that far. Well, it's funny because it's on page 1. Like, you are not getting this for the articles. You are not getting these women for who they are or what they're about, and try to find somebody that you're compatible with because you have so much in common. The only thing that you have in common is the fact that you want them physically. And this is part of the reason why you fail when it comes to talking to women. Caesar also had a point where he wanted to talk to these young ladies in the art class. Let's take a look at that clip.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, sure.
Are you a runner? Because you've been running through my mind all day.
Has that line worked?
No.
Okay.
When you approach women and you talk to women, you can't look at women as just life support systems for their genitalia. You have to respect women for who they are. When you talk to a woman, instead of you coming up doing a one-liner, it's about the conversation. Approach them like they're people. Surprise, they're people. You're not going to say a sentence or tell a joke and then she's so amazed or so enthralled with you that she goes home with you. If she leaves with you because you give her a corny one-liner or opening line or a pickup line, and she says, let me pay for these drinks so we can get out of here, don't go home with that one. That's not the one you want. Trust me when I tell you this, there's not something wrong with it. She's either got some dudes waiting for you back at the crib. Whatever she's selling, you don't want to buy it. One of the issues that I have with Caesar and his approach to these people or these women in the Ukraine is the whole idea that he is trying to purchase love. There's also a point where it's kind of funny where he says that, well, why do you want to date somebody from the Ukraine? And he describes these magical, mystical women who just look beyond physical appearance and they see you for who you actually are. Let's take a look at the clip.
I am interested in Ukrainian women because they care about the man for himself and not about his looks or anything. They care about his soul. When I was with my ex-girlfriend, Maria, she felt like she was just pretty much taking advantage of me and thinking that all American men had money.
Now, according to him, all Ukrainian women only want men who have good hearts. And that's all they care about. And then they'll go right back and say, yeah, I was dating this Ukrainian woman who was using me for all my money, basically robbed me blind, and she didn't care nothing about how I looked. For those who are not in the know, there was a gentleman named Jesse who was dating one of the other 90-day people named Darcy. Jesse and Darcy, they broke up not soon after Caesar tried to meet with his Ukrainian love, who he had sent $40,000 to and just couldn't seem to make it onto a plane, or always kind of brushed him off when he said he would come to Ukraine to see her. And this was over the course of 5 years. No sooner than that happened and they broke up, Jesse had contacted her and he was out there seeing her within a week. She saw him, not because Jesse was sitting there floating on a whole bunch of money, because Jesse at the time was broke as hell. Jesse was a good looking guy though, and Jesse's a jerk. The idea that these Ukrainian women only look at you for the person you are in your heart and they don't care about how you look, it's not true. Now, I know I had a picture that was a little inflammatory on the thumbnail making fun of Caesar's dress. I don't really mean to, but since we're already on that subject, let's take a look at this clip and we'll talk about it on the other side.
What are you wearing?
I can't tell you what I'm wearing. It's a surprise. I just don't want to come in there and just wear a regular suit. I want to sit there and be ready. I thought I was the only guy in the meet and greet, but now I'm a little bit afraid of competition.
It was at this moment Caesar knew he messed up. Hey, maybe you can pull a rabbit out your hat. Kazam! All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about his outfit and what he chose to wear. Now, I am not angry or mad or even trying to really make fun of his outfit and the fact that he was wearing a bow tie and a top hat. The truth of the matter is, it goes back to what I was saying before. in order for you to pull that outfit off, you have to have self-confidence. You have to have self-esteem out this world to pull off a top hat. Like, you just can't walk in there like you don't know what's happening and you're scared. You have to walk in and own the room. If he would have walked into that room as though he was king of the roost, the ladies would have been attracted to him a little more. Like, he would have had an easier way to go. The craziest part of finding somebody in these types of situations, the more you look, the harder it will be for you to find what you're looking for. It's just the nature of the beast. If you go out and while you're out, you're going out to have a good time. And if you run into somebody or meet somebody or strike up a conversation with somebody, cool. And if you don't, cool, then it's easier for you to go out because you don't have any skin in the game. When you go out and you're just kind of stalking the whole bar, looking around, trying to hover and find the first thing that'll talk to you. And if a woman looks at you kind of funny, then all of a sudden you on her. And if she dances with you for one song, all of a sudden that's your girlfriend for the night. That kind of desperation is repellent for anybody, male or female. What it comes down to is nobody wants somebody nobody wants. If you're desperate and you're chasing after people because you don't have anybody and you can't get anybody, and this seems like the last chance you're ever going to have to be with anybody, nobody wants to be with that person. So if he would have walked into that room and almost with the air that he didn't care whether he was there or not. He doesn't need none of the people there. He doesn't need to get a phone number. He doesn't need to talk to anybody. He's just there to check it out. Like, that's how I would approach it. If I was in Caesar's position, yes, I would probably wear something that makes me stand out. Whether it was a bow tie, yes, I wear bow ties, and I wear genuine bow ties. I know how to tie a bow tie. So I would tie the bow tie myself. I wouldn't wear a clip-on. Or I'd wear, a nice tie, nice suit, probably something. If my suit probably wouldn't even be a traditional gray or business attire suit, I would wear something that would stand out from everybody else. Wearing a hat. If I pull on a gangster, a fedora or something like that, I would wear that. And I will walk into the room like I don't even care what's happening in the room. I will go in, not necessarily looking to get a girlfriend or make a love connection, but I will go in and try to have fun. Because at the end of the day, the funniest part about it is, much like the pickup line and talking to women and how you view them, to me, I don't want to go in and find somebody and we immediately jump into love or we immediately jump into dating. I want to meet somebody who I can hang out with and I enjoy their company. When you enjoy their company and you develop that friendship, that's how you get to that point where Caesar wants to be at, where you have those romantic evenings and that time together and all that. All a relationship really is a friendship deluxe. The person you're in a relationship with should be your friend. You should genuinely have a friendship with that person. You can't have a friendship with a person who everything is about, you trying to take them home or trick them into having sexual relations with you, or trick them into spending money on you, or fool them. It pollutes the whole experience because nobody likes to be tricked. Nobody likes to be fooled. Nobody likes to be sold a bill of goods. You can show them that if you hang out with me, you're going to have a good time because you know what? Y'all, guess what? I'm fun. And if you go out with me, we're going to have fun, and if wherever it leads is where it leads. If it don't go nowhere, then that's cool because I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to have an interesting conversation. Go in and talk to people. Try to find out about them. Not just how they look or how pretty they are or why they're in shape. Try to find out, hey, so what are you into? What are you about? What are your goals? What do you want to achieve? What are your dreams? What are the things that you have going on? Like, what is your family makeup? Do you have children? Do you not? Do you want children? What do you think about kids? How did you grow up? Just find out about people. Engross yourself into that experience. If you get a relationship out of it and you make a connection, cool. If you don't, cool. My name is James, and this has been my take on reality. And I'm out.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCA.